Alright, here we are again once more in Blender. I'm going to continue my overview of the interface. This video I'm going to show a couple of user preferences to tweak around. I'm also going to show how to precisely move the cube on this grid that you see here. And I'm going to give a little overview of this little guy in the corner. And lastly, go over the Numpad shortcuts for the camera. We'll start off with the user preferences. So, as you can see with this guy, it lets you know exactly where the axes are in relation to the camera. As you can see, as I move the camera, they also move. And depending on where you are with the camera, you'll either see them or you won't. If it's the case that you don't see them, like in this view, where the green one's missing and you can't mess with it, that means you're sitting directly on that line. So you can't tweak it because you're not going to be able to see the difference either way. So the best thing to do if you want to be able to mess with them is have sort of a slightly angled view. You'll be able to see all of them and mess with all of them. Back to what I was getting at though. It's kind of small. So to make it bigger, you're going to go down to this little box, and let's just throw in 25 to be safe right now. Makes it kind of big. Let's boost it up to 30. Makes it nice and big. Then we'll go to save as default, but we're not going to do that yet. First we're going to go into input. Now this is for people that don't have a numpad on their keyboard. People with laptops, some of them don't have numpads, and all the camera views are based on using the numpad. So in order to get around that, you click this little box that says Emulate Numpad. It'll basically use the row of numbers on the main keyboard as a numpad. Then you go in and save as default. I'm actually going to unclick it for now on my desktop because I don't really need it. But saving it as default will make it so every time you boot up Blender, that option will be enabled. From there, we'll go up to a nice top view like so. And I'm just going to show you real quick how moving things on this bar works. So say we want to move on the x-axis, we'll say 3, and then we'll move on the z-axis 2. No, I'm in the wrong view. Let's do, yeah, we'll go to that one. Let me reset it real quick so you can see it in action. We'll go 3 over. So you can see it moves 1, 2, 3 lines over. And then Z will go up 2. Now it's up 2. And you can do any number with that. You can go up 8. You can go over -6, which will bring you to this side of the axis. It's very precise. A lot more precise than clicking and dragging down and basically giving into the error of being a human. But yes, using that is a very precise means to get it exactly where you want it. Whereas doing this, I'm trying to get to 0 and it's just not happening for me. I'm jumping from 7 to 36. From there, I'll go over the camera. You saw me switch the camera around. I hit 1 for this view. This is the front view. On the numpad, if you hit 1. Hitting 3 will bring you to the right. 7 brings you to a top view. Using 2, 4, 6, and 8, sort of rotate the camera around whichever direction that you're trying to that you're hitting on the keypad. Like that. And then 5 changes from orthographic to perspective, which the difference isn't completely noticeable at first, but it does become a lot more noticeable. Orthographic is sort of, I don't know, it's sort of a lot more it's more gritty. You can see the grid. Perspective, not the grid. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so before I go off on another tangent, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.